one that I was pretty hyped about, so I'm kind of cool with this. Rise Nation versus Goated to kick things off like we talked about it. Pretty much a map that both teams maybe feel more comfortable on. Rise Nation, at least as of last week, looked pretty solid versus Fire and Ice. However, we get to watch the team, of course, defending champions of Week 6, the only team in Emergence stage for Gears of War 5, Ryan, that has finished off flawless in the bracket, a perfect 6-0 last week. I'm excited to see what these guys can do and see if they can maybe make it happen again. Can they go back-to-back?
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind, too, if we do go the distance on this series, I believe Map 3 was Icebound, which as of the patch that came out today, Icebound has some changes. So we might be able to see kind of a new look Icebound if we do go the distance. Of course, I know if you're Rise Nation, you definitely don't want to go the distance, and don't let a team like Goated in their team you don't have much practice against. It looks like they're off to a pretty good start. You're seeing Rise grab both A and C. It's going to be 3 members that are down for Goated. Keep in mind, these are long spawns, so the trip cap is going to be underway. They're already on the B hill. Reptilian, the star from last week. Can he do it once again? Ooh. It's a nice full spread on the detox. It's another shot on the Inzem. Almost made the 2-piece happen, at least set his team up to stay in this round and to kind of make it through those long spawns. And like I said, we're going to talk about Reptilian, I'm sure, as much as we can because he was on a tear last week throughout the playoffs. Just so exciting. Let's see if he can do it now against some of the best players in the world. Yeah,
this is going to be the ultimate test, right? Of course, you do take down some very solid rosters when it came down to the NA Winter Pro League qualifier, which, of course, UMG got the chance to cover, which was fantastic last Saturday. But even still yet, like you mentioned, this is a roster that looks so hot right now, Rise Nation. The new additions we talked about in terms of staffing, coaching. Obviously, we talked about Ribs kind of being added to that lineup as well in terms of coaching staff, along with the fact that they add in good old Inzem from Auction Supremacy. Maybe bad blood between the two teams. Regardless, Auction Supremacy also managed to qualify for NA Bravo in the Pro League qualifier as well. So you got a lot of connections when it comes down to these teams and just really in general over the last few weeks. However, up close, Avexy's knife, no problem. He'll take down Tactics, which will be one of his mini frags of the round. In the meantime, Goated is looking to make some progression at B in the meantime.
Yeah, I think Avexy's going for that OE. He's going to start to break C as the members of Goated do hop on B. One thing that Goated did so well throughout the course of the playoffs was have that power presence over at the neutral hill. It seemed like they were getting a hold of B no matter what the circumstances were. We're seeing a little bit of that right now. Rise Nation, though, unfortunately for them, has both home hills, at least for now. A big fight coming in on the opposite side of the map. Perfection's going to be taken to very low health. Of course, we are using the brand new Simple Omen for our spectator. I think it's a much improved way to see the damage come in, especially as a player.
Sure.
It's nice he's on broadcast as well. And Rise, they need to hold down that A hill for about 10 more seconds in order to get this round. You're going to see Perfection's making his way over there. Even if he gets a break, they're going to need a big play. I don't know if he can get in time. He's taken to such low health. 247 mark hits. No one hops in that hill, and Rise Nation get the party started, taking round number 1.
I'm excited, though, to keep watching this one. I know, like we talked about it, Goated, this is their map pick in case you're just joining us, but even still yet, this is the opportunity where, hey, you know what? You qualify, and look what opportunities start to come, right? Already in Emergence days, we talked about their ability to now play when it comes down to NA Alpha. A lot of stiff competition, so I think while this may kind of be a stiff arm of a series, depending on your predictions, this still is going to be the opportunity where they kind of come into their own and say, hey, you know what? This is our first taste of what our Pro League experience is going to be like. Because we mentioned, right? I mean, you have Rise Nation, then you have Reciprocity, then you have Energy. So by no means is it going to get easy, but I think we talked about it a lot last week, and accurately so. This is a roster that's finally going to get some fantastic practice for some of the best teams in the world. Of course, travel is going to be covered for events. That's also going to help. But just in general, I think that even losses like this are going to be good for a roster like Goated because, hey, you learn more when you lose.
Absolutely. And
it is round 1. I know I'm talking as if they've already lost, but you kind of get my point.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, like I said, Rise Nation had a flawless week last week. So to say, okay, the team who went flawless versus, one of the new Pro League teams who was an amateur team, by no means is that a stretch of the imagination. But like I said, this Goated team, man, this is the chance for them to truly start improving. Like you said, they're going to get better practice. They're going to get better reps against better teams. Of course, tournaments like Emergence days always help as well. A tournament environment. It looks like the Goated home hill is currently being taken over to the hands of Inzem. Can eat the follow kill onto Birdie. Teamfire comes in from Goated. Good teamwork coming in. It's going to drop him and Shock.
It's 3 down.
Drix and Avexys find themselves as the last alive, and the members of Goated start to kind of head over wide. Meanwhile, B starts kind of almost wide open.
Those two players were positioned to actually happen to be the best place where they could be. Unfortunately for them, they quickly get cleaned up, and Goated will begin to resurge back over at that B hill. And clearly off of spawn, it will be the boys of Rise Nation, maybe hinting at an OE opportunity. You see INCENDIARY pretty much just trying to test the waters and see if it being too quiet is actually a good thing. At least for them, for now, rather. It will be. Nobody's over here.
Yeah, and Goated trying to build that lead again. They've done so well against whatever opponent it is on this B side of the map. Obviously, in round one, they lost their home hill a number of times. That was kind of their demise, so to speak. So we're going to see if Rise Nation chooses now to fight that setup or to make that same kind of OE play they've been making. They're letting time start to get away from them. Goated's building a lead up above 60 points right now. Rise, you know you got to make a move soon.
Really hope that it comes sooner rather than later. We learned that a lot. Pistol out for Emergence. Can he get the necessary damage done? Unfortunately, a few of his teammates are starting to fall, and these flashes as well are starting to become pretty heinous up close. Reptilian takes down Detox. That's what you want if you're goated. These nearly round-ending kills need to go your way. There goes Shock as well. That's 2 down for Rise. However, in the meantime, Emergence making some progress. He'll manage to decat B. Unfortunately, he falls as well. A big double kill coming in from Sias, as that will be goated. Firing up there first.
Yeah, I mean, basically got a hold of that neutral hill and just never looked back. Rise Nation kind of just, to be honest, sat there for a long time. Didn't really know where their move was going to be made. By the time they finally made it, it was just much, much too late. The members of Goated were set up so well, played good defense, and closed that round out. And by the way, I think Reptilian using the new Kanta skin, just very, very fitting. Kanta's very kind of reptilian-looking Locust, so gotta love the new aesthetics coming in. Obviously, the new Kanta skin did come out today with the update. So very, very exciting there to get some more content in the game.
Sure, absolutely. Go round number 3. Rise Nation v Goated, like we talked about it. Preview of NA Alpha. Excited to see if Goated can maybe keep up this same fight. We talked about it from round to round. Storylines begin to change, and maybe that's the exact reason why, as Reptilian comes through and takes down a double. Had some clear assistance coming in from his squad mate. I believe that was Birdie in particular. But nonetheless, we talked about Birdie. He and Reptilian are there for the double revive, as they are now alive, breathing, feeling confident. And that's a nice way to kind of start off this round number 3, right? In the initials, you face Rise Nation head on, and you're victorious.
No, it's definitely a good barometer to see kind of where this Goated team kind of stacks up. You see them, obviously, they were dominant on initials over on Training Grounds last week. They were dominant the week before. Now they're playing some real competition in the form of Rise Nation. And you know what? It looks like a lot of the same. They've been dominating the early stages of a lot of these rounds. That's currently going to be 3 dead for Rise Nation. Drix and Detox, the last remaining members, and Birdie gets the cap on B once again. It seems like no matter who you put in front of this team, nobody can touch them on this side of Training Grounds.
And this is definitely starting to get a little bit worrisome for Rise Nation. I know we are only in the 3rd round. It's currently level at 1, but still yet, the signs of life are clearly there. As Reptilian maybe being caught off there from Drix, but nonetheless, you see Rise Nation, top right of our screens on that mini-map. Blue arrows starting to slowly but surely begin to transfer toward one another. Kind of a team pinch, if you will, over at B as Reptilian gets spotted out. However, can he stay alive? And he does! Big assistance coming in from Sias, but nonetheless, a 2v1 fight in which Goated walks away victorious yet again. And Drix, he just took down Shock.
And once again, they're sitting at 3 dead, Goated at full strength. Slowly but surely starting to edge forward, of course. We're on the pretty long spawns. Now Drix going to fall. They have a decision to make now, Rise Nation. Do they put their spawns back in there? Do they save them for the final round? You're going to see INCENDIARY saving his, Emergence saving his as well. Shock saving his. That should be a full Elam coming through. Goated, they're coming out swinging. They take their first lead against the team, like I said, who didn't even lose a map last week.
Yeah, perfect 6-0. Put in perspective as well, Rise Nation, 30-14 in overall rounds as well throughout last week's broadcast, which was phenomenal to see. Just put in perspective, I think that is one of the lowest amount of rounds a team has lost. It may be 2nd overall outside of NRG, but even still yet, obviously an incredible performance. Rise Nation beating teams like Reciprocity, Fire and Ice, Energy.
And there's the ultimate compliment right there. The ultimate compliment from a pro team is say, hey, you know what? They conceded they cannot beat this team at the fight. Rise Nation is folding over at B so hard to the point where they're throwing a drop shot on the other side of the map to say that we just simply cannot bang with these guys over at the neutral. They're taking the fight now out wide. Let's see how Goated chooses to respond.
Shock actually gets shocked, funny enough. Same thing with Birdie. He'll be affected by the same bit of lightning and firing away with the Lancer. INCENDIARY desperately trying to get over to his teammates, but realizes he's sandwiched. There's actually 4 versus 1. on his plate as Perfections will grab the drop shot 2v1 for Detox, and good luck with that. Goated are looking so strong off the rip. Perfections, like we talked about it, coming through with that pistol as he'll get the knock onto a Vexies. And Drix hoping just to stay alive for as long as he can, and Reptilian taking down his Caps. My goodness, this Goated team. Ryan, this is looking very bad for Rise.
Yeah, they took the fight over to the complete other side of the map, and Goated still dominating the initial. And now they have the drop shot. Of course, it has one bullet left, but now they have the B hill. So now, if you're Goated, you have an even stronger setup in theory, because now if someone even hops on that hill, there's a big rocket waiting for him to blow up and take them out. So man, I continue to be impressed with this Goated team so far on map number 1.
They've dressed to impress. The appearance definitely catching Rise Nation off guard. Here come the flashes and as well as the break. Reptilian up close has been a menace, and it looks as if he'll continue to do the same. Assistance coming in from all sides. Reptilian does actually fall from above. That's going to be a Vexies and Inzem, who take 2 members of Goated down. Like we said, last round of the half. Have to keep in mind respawns. The only player currently in somewhat worry of that is actually going to be Drix as of this moment, as we watch Detox fall on our screens. Shock is trying to go for the revive, but unfortunately had to sacrifice his life in the meantime. Reptilian, can he do it again? And he will. Takes down Detox, keeping in mind, it looks as if it was Rise Nation who was the only team grabbing points for a short period. But in a matter of 2 seconds, all 3 hills get capped either which way.
I love that composure from Reptilian in that fight. Took out the first member, back row, kind of reset himself, and then hit 3 very well-placed shots. And Drix now down to 0 respawns for the half. You're Goated. You want to look for him at all costs. Try to create that permanent 4v5. Inzem's going to fall in the shock grenade. Shock is going to also fall. Numbers once again favoring Goated, and they're now set up for the brand new drop shot, which is now in Reptilian's hands. No matter what Rise is throwing at this team, they are there and they are ready. They do have the B hill, but you got to imagine Goated's going to be pushing for it very quickly with those numbers.
Except Vexies trying to hold them off for as long as possible. You see on the left, 3 players from Rise Nation down to 0 respawns. Arguably, one more fight, and that will do it. At least in terms of if they lose their majority. Well, there goes one. Detox. He drops. Perfections quickly hops on the hill.
It happened to be the 2 that still had a respawn in the bank. So if you're Rise Nation, there's kind of the silver lining. But again, now you're on just the thinnest of ice possible as Reptilian puts the drop to use. Permanently takes out Drix. Shock almost being taken out as well. And now you got to imagine this round is almost certainly going to go in the hands of Goated. Reptilian is just sitting there waiting for anyone to test him over on his home hill. Shock gonna try and get there, go for the break. Ends up getting the kill. Vexie's gonna fall in the kill feed as well.
They're on B though.
B hill, no one can even touch, at least not for a couple more seconds. Inzem's gonna try, but he's gonna be met by a wave of Goated players. Actually ends up getting the chunk on Perfections, but kind of all for nothing. And after the first half, it is Goated chaining 3 in a row.
Ryan, be honest with me. We all thought this was gonna be flipped, right? I was personally thinking. Yeah. 3-1 the opposite way. I thought Goated would probably get in there and maybe cause some havoc, but 3-1 in favor of Goated. This is... I don't think anybody expected that. I don't even think Rise Nation by any means expected this.
I didn't expect this at all.
I don't even know if Goated expected
I expected,
this.
honestly, the exact complete opposite. You'd expect just the way we saw Rise play last week. And I talked about the honeymoon phase thing. Obviously, it's a little too early to call that now. But, you know, maybe now I'm starting to wonder, like, man, is this maybe the honeymoon phase on that side of the bracket now?
Well, talk to me. What have you liked from Goated in the first half? What have they been doing right? What kind of signs, if you will, are you seeing early that's impressive from them?
It's been their teamwork. Of course, they have the star players like Reptilian who are making those big individual plays, but they're playing better with utility. They're playing better on the neutral hills. Obviously, they're winning a lot of initials. And as I say that, Birdie just chunks Inzem off rip. They're playing very well across the board in all facets of the game. And when a team is doing that, it's just it's obviously very hard to beat them.
That's without question. You see Rise, though, starting to fill up that kill feed a little bit. In the meantime, the Vexies as well takes down Perfections, as that will be a clean 4 down. At the start of the second half, you're hoping for some new life, but Reptilian is taking others. Like we said, this guy Reptilian, I tell you what, you put him in a situation in a 1v1, even a 1v2, I feel like a majority of the time you're confident he's going to win it each time.
just been very impressed with his accuracy. He doesn't, I mean, he doesn't use any super crazy movement. He does a lot of, you know, the same old up A wrap shot like anyone else. I mean, it's Gears 5. Everyone does all those shots, right? But his accuracy across the board has just been what's impressed me the most. He doesn't move all crazy like a Powers or anyone like that, but just he's very composed. He holds his shots well, and he's just very accurate.
Goated to be on the move. Of course, the hills have rotated, which indicates why E now becomes the primary target based on where we find ourselves. Shot grenade tossed out. Actually, it's going to be blocking Perfection's perspective. In the meantime, Shot comes through, takes down Tactics, and as well takes down Birdie. That power weapon coming into good usage as there goes a third and a fourth from Goated. Rise Nation off to a hot start, but of course, who other than Reptilian right behind a rock, and unfortunately easily gets taken down. Avexes letting him know that first half may not be so accurate. Tactics, however, trying to get a foot inside the hill. Not going to happen, though. This is going to be Rise Nation's round.
Great power-up and play by Rise Nation. Shock, I believe it was, used that drop shot and got that kind of first opening kill. The fight started to commence, and then used it to get the second, obviously wrapped around the corner, hit a nice shotgun shot. But the power weapon efficiency from Rise Nation there was a big reason as to how they were able to win that fight, gain those quick numbers, and then move forward for the trip cap. Of course, those were the short spawn, or sorry, those are the long spawns. And things are going to get a little quicker as time goes on, but just very, very good mid-round play from Rise. Got the power weapon, put it to use, and finished the round.
We always talk about it at this point. Swing round, right? Goated, they get that 4-2 advantage. Hey, you instantly have 3 different opportunities where you are on a map point. If it goes the other way, of course, Rise Nation evens things out, and so it's an even ball game at that. However, here we go again. Birdie actually first one here by a clear margin, but the reason why is because Rise Nation had something to show for it. Of course, drop shots in play, shocks as well. Tossed pretty much everywhere. Birdie has to reference back and grab his own teammates, but look at the amount of players who just fall there.
Another good initial from Rise Nation. Looks like they're starting to wake up a little bit. That's a very quick 4 dead on the side of Goated. They know where Reptilian is. You see him starting to move over towards the home hill to surround it, come for the pinch on the back end. There's going to be Drix. Reptilian's in a tough spot. He's getting shot from above. 2 members around him. The hill starts to get capped. Can he make the miracle play? Looks like so far the answer is no. Teammates are beginning to spawn in. Perfection falls.
Wow.
Birdie able to get it down on the ends of it. Look at the full elimination. There it is. Looks like Goat has managed to stay alive so far, but Rise Nation, like you said, really, really trying to secure this swing round. They don't want to go down in a 4-2 situation to kick off the series.
You almost feel like in this situation as well for Rise Nation, it may call, if the round, of course, does require it, to really put a lot of lives into this round as well. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if this round kind of goes to the bitter end, and a lot of players maybe sitting at that 2 out of 4 range. Smoke comes in, however, for Goated as they look to try and mask their retake. Birdie right around the corner, just trying to check out, get some of a visualization for his teammates. Being that scout, however, drop shot comes through, and Shock, he lands it for the double and nearly the triple. Unfortunately, that one misses, however, hit the double that mattered the most, Ryan.
Great 2-for-1 by Shock. Once again, Rise Nation securing those power weapons and putting them to use so well. That's going to be 5 down for the boys on Goated. Rise Nation very, very quickly shut us up. We started to talk about the honeymoon phase. They must have heard us at the mic. You know, Rise, you know those 5 players. They're probably in the Twitch chat right now for all we know.
That's true.
They definitely heard us, and they have awoken, and very, very quickly we find ourselves now tied up 3-3.
I think Reptilian, I think that's maybe 1 elimination through the last 3 rounds, if not 2. I'm pretty sure it's 1 elimination through the last 3. Still yet, I think that maybe Rise Nation has started to figure out a few of the strategies from Goated, or have they just
won the last
up?
couple initials, and again, when you put that drop shot wide, if you can start to figure out those initials, it's going to a lot of times get you that power weapon.
Yeah.
Securing that power weapon and then Shock putting it to use is what's basically kind of been the big determining factor of them winning the last 2 rounds. If they can choose to do that, that will be very interesting. But bit of fiesta on the field landed. A boom shot has been dropped. Not across the map, more towards the middle.
I love it.
But now we have a boom and we have a drop. You're going to see Reptilian very quickly securing the boom almost for free.
He's ready.
He's waiting for someone to rise. And he actually misses the first. Gets the hit marker, but misses the first boom. Drop shot still in play. Obviously, there was a shot grenade put there. And Reptilian, despite having a boom, gets aggressive, runs with a shotgun. Gets the kill on the Shock. He is unfortunately traded out. So if you're Rise, you're actually pretty okay with that because now you just neutralized the only power weapon they did have. I'm not sure if drop has been picked up. It actually has. It is in Inzem's hands.
Wow.
So when it comes to that initial advantage, early was on Rise Nation, but now look at Goated getting in the kill feed pretty quick. That's going to be 2 dead.
Maybe kind of admire that aggression coming through from Reptilian, maybe kind of leading by example. for the boys on Goated, as looks like D as well could be in their hands. It's actually going to be a 2 versus 3 on that side of the map. Perfection's up close. On the stairs, trying to do some funky movement. Miss rolls, and Drix will take that and also finds the second. Sure had some support coming through from a Vexies, but it looks as if things are getting somewhat explosive on the other side, as Incem is there to take down Sayaz. Reptilian as well begins to drop, and that will be Rise Nation 3 rounds in a row. And after the first round, finally grabbing their advantage back.
Yeah, Rise looking very, very strong these past few rounds. Of course, Shock has been playing super, super well, leading the way with those 20 elims, putting that drop to use. And it's another round that Rise has won off of a full wipe. They basically, like I said, the second they get that advantage, starting to look kind of like they did last week, the second they get that advantage, they move so, so quickly, identify the numbers, and make them pay.
Big situation for Gordon. I mean, this kind of overall estimates, I think it's fair to say, the feeling coming into map number 2. Obviously, we see the first 4 rounds, right? 3-1 at the half for Goated. However, starting to kind of get more level, I think it's fair to say. And of course, this is Goated's map pick if you're just joining us here on map number 1 in round 1 between the newly introduced NA Alpha Brethren. Goated desperately trying to force things back to even as Birdie grabs the BOOMSHOT off the break. It's been a while since I've had the term BOOMSHOT in my vocabulary, just because of the way the meta has changed up. Regardless, though, Vexies now finds that in his arsenal, as E is still up for grabs. Oh.
Vexies going to miss with that boom. Yet another player.
Oh, no!
Who misses with boom, and Reptilian's there with the Incen.
Incem's got
He's going to be down, not out just yet. Tactics. He's going to be dropped. Rise Nation starting to move forward. There's a mark on the player that's down. Shock's going to be there to get the cleanup, and now the remaining members of Goated, they're all together. They're Wolfpack. They're trying to keep the members of Rise off Ebo. Reptilian is getting hit from a lot of angles. Detox starting to move back as well. You see Drix taking out both himself and Perfections. Trades come out. As it stands right now, the trades look like they're starting to favor Goated. That would be 3 dead. 1 member from Rise is off spawn. This could be a chance for Goated to get back on Eva. Birdie managed to stay alive through the drop. That's going to be a big, big help as Inzem puts the drop away, gets flashed. It's going to delay him, and now look at that. 4 members of Goated. They're out wide.
Birdie got a haircut from that drop and has a second opportunity. Inzem will make it land 1 for 2. 50% will take it, at least for now when it comes down to rounds. Nice pistol work coming through from Inzem. The Shock grenade causing a few problems. Shock as well doing the exact same thing. Cause and effect. Goated having to cycle their way out of here, as surely this hill will now go back toward Rise Nation. Inzem leading the charge. Like we talked about it, had such a phenomenal week last week. Cannot go discredited. But the kind of young guns has been the conversation a lot throughout Emergence Days. New, upcoming, and rising stars. One of those being Birdie, unfortunately, has to hit all 4s as Detox will make him pay. And Rise Nation will just now take the advantage with E and F both in their control.
Yeah, you see Shock in there. Trying to take out Reptilian. Reptilian does actually get the down, but luckily Shock has some help. Advantage Rise Nation on the scoreboard. Advantage Rise Nation in the kill feed. And right now they have the Boom and the Incens. Everything you want on the map, and Drix is going to take out Birdie. Reptilian, the last remaining hope. Very little he can do right now. Double down comes in. Obviously 2 members permanently out. Rise Nation dancing around on the Goated home hill. They got off to a slow start, but man, did they finally wake up and look like the team we expected them to look like, chaining together 4 straight rounds, taking out Goated 5-3 on training grounds.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like we said, still, I think it's up in the air in terms of the way that you feel about that series. Of course, we will rejoin that one soon, as like you called it, Rise Nation out of the gates.